All right, not all of them, but a lot of them. Maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of around 50. And let me explain why. I've lost a lot of weight in the last since February last year, February 2020. I was getting a little bit hefty. I wasn't fat. I've never been like a big fat guy. It's just not my natural body type to be fat. But and I was back home in Canada at the end of 2019 for almost 3 weeks, and I was eating a lot, and I ate a lot of crap. And by the time I got back, I felt my clothes didn't fit the way that I want them to. I'm a little bit vain, and they were a little bit tight. And so I thought I got to lose some weight. And so I decided in the first week of February that I was going to really change my lifestyle, and I started eating very, very healthy. Basically every day I eat fish, chicken breast, eggs, beans, cereal, lots and lots of vegetables, fruit, very, very little soda, fatty foods, greasy foods, sugar. I don't eat ice cream, cake, pie, cookies, desserts, things like that. And since from February last year till around, I guess it was the end of last year, it's been a year now that I've been maintaining this weight. I lost 14 kilos, which for you non-metric people is right about 31 pounds, around there. So for all the people who have rudely asked me why I look so thin, instead of assuming, and some people have come right out and said that I look unhealthy or that I look sick, which is very rude. You shouldn't say that to a person in any case, because it's not rude to say you look fat or anything like that. Boy, you've really been eating a lot, right? You're looking pretty heavy these days. I'm very, very healthy. I eat very healthy. I exercise probably more than anybody that any of you know. As a result, I've lost a lot of weight. And look at me. Isn't it a shame that we live in a society where people automatically assume illness when they see weight loss instead of just eating, good eating habits and exercising. The exercise has been there for 17 or 18 years, but it was more the eating habits. So, and one more thing related to health. The reason I'm wearing sunglasses today, I've had a little eye trouble in the last few days, and my eyes are very kind of hypersensitive to light. And because I live in Mexico, there's a lot of sunlight, and so I'm just trying to protect my eyes a little bit. It has nothing to do with anything else other than I'm trying to save myself a little problem by protecting my eyes. So getting back to this, my t-shirts, as a result of the weight loss, most of the when I moved here to Mexico in 2006, I was XL. I was wearing XL t-shirts. Then after some years, I lost some weight. Over the years, I was down to L, large, G, grande in Mexico, and now I'm down to M, mediana, or medium. I've even recently bought small. I bought a small t-shirt recently that fits perfectly. Not this one. This is a medium. And I haven't worn small t-shirts since probably high school, probably since I was 14, 16 years old, around there. So I'm wearing much, much smaller t-shirts. As a result, I've gone through my t-shirts, and I'm always buying t-shirts, and I'm running out of room, I'm running out of space, and also there's just no need to have 160 t-shirts. So I've decided to, these ones that are large, they're gone. It's just too many of them, and I'm donating them to my good friend Puma here in Mexico. I'm going to see him shortly, I think in a few days, later this week. I'm going to gift him all these t-shirts. And the reason I'm doing this video is, one, because I'm obviously very, very vain, and I need to, I'm starved for attention, so I need to do videos for attention. And two, again, just because I'm bored. So I'm going to go through these videos. This is like my my farewell to these t-shirts. So, a lot of people I've seen recently, I started, and I'm going on and on. I thought this was going to be like a 10-minute video, and it turns out the introduction alone is going to be like 7 minutes. I saw maybe for the first time about a month ago or 3 or 4 weeks ago the term photo dump, and now it's like one of these things that you see it for the first time and it's new, and then you see it every day. And I was talking earlier with Lilia earlier today. I asked her, what exactly is a photo dump? And I guess She said it's when people just decide to, I guess, in their mind, they have photos on their camera and they're dumping them, and they've come up with a cute term for them. Instead of just saying, hey, I'm posting pictures, they call it a photo dump. I don't know why everything needs a cute, fancy, funny, stupid name. If you're going to post a picture or a video, post it. Don't call it a photo dump. So this is my t-shirt dump. I'm saying goodbye to these t-shirts. So long, farewell, adieu, fare thee well, whatever you like to say. What was the line in Jaws? Quint said, fare thee well, Spanish lady, something like that. That's what I'm going to do. But to extend this even further, I'm going to talk about just a couple of other things that I'm very excited about these days. One, look at this. I'm going to see Exciter. This is one of my earliest influences, or not influences, but thrash bands that I really, really like. They're Canadian. They're from Ottawa. And I'd never seen them before. I didn't see them until, as I mentioned earlier, when I went back to Canada at the end of 2019. I saw them. They played a New Year's Eve show. They came on right at midnight in Toronto, 2019, going into 2020. That was the first time I'd seen them. I'd been listening to Exciter since, I guess it was around 1984. Violence and Force, I got that album. I was very excited. Saxons of the Fire, Violence and Force, Pounding Metal, Delivering to the Master. Classic album. And yesterday I bought a ticket. This concert was supposed to be in March 2020. Obviously it didn't happen, so now it's been rescheduled recently. They're doing a South American or a Latin American tour, Exciter is. So I bought a ticket for Exciter yesterday, which I'm very happy about. Also related to Canadian content, oof, look at this beautiful book. This is called Eve of Darkness, as you can see on the back. It says Eve of Darkness, and it's kind of a strange color, no text or anything. And this is a book about the Toronto metal scene in the 1980s. This is, I realize it's upside down. Maybe I should hold it like this. It's been in the works for years. It also got delayed because of the current situation. It was supposed to come out quite some time ago, but it came out in September this year. This is by a company called UXB Press. And it came out in September, and I really, really wanted it. I guess it's going to be fairly limited. It's a fairly small group of people who would be interested in this book. If you're not from Toronto, I'm not sure how much interest you would have in this book. So I guess it's in fairly, low demand, high demand, but low demand. I don't know how many copies they printed, but I really wanted it. Unfortunately, to have it shipped to Mexico is going to be super expensive. It was going to be, I don't know how much. It was my birthday last month, and so I had this sent to my brother's house. My brother lives in Toronto, or in the Toronto area. So I had this sent to his house. I thought I'll just get it next time I'm in Canada, which might be a year or two, whatever. And it was my birthday last month, and my brother said as a birthday gift, he would pay the outrageously shipping cost to have it sent to Mexico. So I got this last week or so. So I'm very excited to have also the Eve of Darkness, Toronto metal book chronicling the Toronto metal scene in the 1980s. This is like kind of almost like a diary of my youth, and I'm very happy to have it. Getting to the t-shirts. All right, I've got them all. They're right here below the camera in front of me. I'm going to go through them one by one because that's what I do. I'm bored and I need attention. I'll just talk about them quickly a little bit before I give them away to Puma. The first one is Cardiel. This is my I have probably more Cardiel shirts than any other band, even more than Iron Maiden and Kiss. I maybe have close to 15 Cardiel shirts. This was my very first one from the second show that I ever saw Cardiel play in 2016. I got this at a great venue in Cuernavaca where I live called Funky Donkey, which is no more. Puma was the guy who owned Funky Donkey and ran it. So it's kind of one of these things that they call full circle that I'm giving this to Puma. Now the reason I'm giving this one away, I've kept all of my Mexican shirts from the Mexican bands. I'm not sure why, but I am giving this away just because I rebought this shirt a few months ago in medium, so I do have it in medium. So goodbye to my first Cardiel shirt, but it's kind of going back home to Puma where I got it. I'll just put these here. Iron Maiden, Aces High. I got this shirt when I saw Iron Maiden. This is a bootleg, a very fine. Most of these are going to be unofficial. I saw this one. I got this one. I saw them in on the Book of Souls tour. So there we go. Aces High. Black Sabbath. This is another bootleg when I saw them in Mexico City in 2016. It's a retro-looking shirt from their world tour, 1978, but also tour 2016. Black Sabbath. This one, you know what? I never wore this shirt. This is Red Fang. I saw Red Fang in at a place called Foro Alicia in Mexico City in 2018. I bought this shirt. This is another bootleg. I never wore it. I think there are a few here that I've never worn. So I bought this. This is from their Latin American tour. And it's just colossal, as all these shirts are. Just too big for me. Red Fang, ladies and gentlemen. Razor. Razor is well represented. I just realized in this book, this is Dave Carlo from Razor on the cover of the Eve of Darkness book. And sticking with the Canadian content or Canadian theme, this is Razor Executioner's Song. I bought this shirt at El Chopo. I was at El Chopo yesterday. I bought a Metallica Damage Incorporated shirt. My second Metallica shirt from my second Metallica concert on the Master of Puppets tour. They headlined in Toronto in December 1986, 32 years ago. It was actually this week. And I bought, so Metallica Damage Incorporated shirt. I bought it at El Chopo yesterday, which is one of my favorite shirts ever. Don't know why I'm talking about that. But this one I also never wore. I bought it a few years ago. And for some reason, I don't know, I never got around to wearing that Executioner's Song shirt. Razor. This one I also never wore. There's a theme going on. This is Molotov. This is a Mexican band. They played here in Mexico a few years ago in 2016. It was postponed from some bullshit from some months earlier. This is the Chingatur Madre, not Chingatu Madre, but Chingatur Madre. Those are very bad words if you don't speak Spanish. Very cool shirt. They played, this was here in Cuernavaca, one of the rare concerts of kind of like a big band that I've seen in Cuernavaca. Another one that I've never worn, this is Hellhammer. This was an El Chopo shirt, and I never really liked Hellhammer. I did like Celtic Frost, but I bought this shirt at El Chopo, and for whatever reason, that was one that I never wore. Down, here's Down. I'm not sure if I got this at their concert when they played in Mexico in like 2012, or if I got it at El Chopo. That's the NOLA shirt. Gone. We're getting back into Iron Maiden territory, Iron Maiden territory, Book of Souls. I bought a bunch of shirts at that show. Book of Souls tour. Cadaver. My friend Pete got me this shirt when Cadaver played in Toronto in 2014. I thought they would never come to Mexico. And so this is an official Cadaver shirt. Maybe I should keep this one. Sorry, Puma, you might not get this one after all. We'll see. So that's Cadaver. I'm gonna have to fold all these again. I'm creating a lot of work for myself. This is another one from Live After Death. For me, the second greatest live album ever created. I got this on the Book of Souls tour. I think I bought 5. You can count along with me. I bought 5 shirts on that tour, including this one. Book of Souls. All bootlegs. I think these are almost all bootlegs unless I specify, like with Molotov. No, Molotov was bootleg. Cadaver was official. Venom Black Metal. This is another El Chopo special. There it is. Black Sabbath, also from what tour? Also 2016, to go along with the beige one that I showed earlier. I bought at least these 2 shirts in 2016 when Black Sabbath played here. Exodus, Blood In, Blood Out. We're throwing down the gauntlet. They played at Circo Volador in Mexico City in 2014. I bought this there, but it is a bootleg. Metallica from their 30th anniversary show. This was another El Chopo bootleg. No, sorry. This was from when they played 8 nights in Mexico City at Palacio de los Deportes in 2012, and I bought it there. But the design is from XXX. That's not triple X rated. That's from their 30th anniversary. The design is from their 30th anniversary shows. The shirt is from their 8 shows in Mexico City in 2012. Here's Celtic Frost to go along with that Hellhammer shirt. This is an El Chopo specialty. Celtic Frost. Morbid Tales. This is another good one. This one was really big even when I bought this. This fit more like an extra large. This was a cool shirt. I love this shirt. This was called the Totem Tour. This was Cardiel, Tiny Moving Parts from Minnesota, and I think Annapurna from Mexico. No, not Annapurna. Uber You, who I think were from Sweden. Gillian Carter, maybe from, I'm not sure where they're from. And Joliet from Mexico in 2017. I saw this tour in Puebla. And there it is. That's a Mike Sandoval design. That's a cool shirt. I should maybe keep that one too. Another Razor. I showed Executioner's Song before. Here's Evil Invaders. That's an El Chopo special there. Next is Slayer, Hell Awaits, El Chopo special. No, this one wasn't El Chopo. I bought this at their show when they played in Mexico in 2011, whichever you prefer to say. But it is a bootleg, as they all are. One of my favorite bands ever. Look who's next. This is Rat, Dancing Undercover. I generally don't like shirts with guys or people's faces on them. They're just a little bit strange. I'll make an exception. This is Dancing Undercover from El Chopo. Rat is one of my favorite bands ever, and Dancing Undercover is my favorite Rat album. Speaking of favorite albums, an all-time classic, SOD, Speak English or Die, Stormtroopers of Death. I bought this shirt. I think I bought this at an Iron Maiden concert. There was one guy selling bootlegs of other shirts, other bands' shirts outside the venue. This was at Photo Sol, maybe in 2013. And I bought that SOD, Speak English or Die shirt. Another one from El Chopo. This is Twisted Sister. Pretty simple, basic, but I love Twisted Sister. I'll have to get a new Twisted Sister shirt because that's the only one I had. Mastodon. I'm not a big Mastodon fan, but I did love this album. This was from 2018. They played this festival, Hell in Heaven Festival in Mexico with Ozzy, Scorpions, Judas Priest, Deep Purple, Cadaver, Dead Cross. Who else is on here? Marilyn Manson, Overkill, Testament. And not a big Mastodon fan, but Emperor of Sand, represented here, is a fucking awesome album. Love it. Goodbye, Mastodon. Here's another Cadaver bootleg shirt from when they played in Mexico City in what year? 2016. Cadaver. Puma's going to be happy with that one, I think. Here's another Molotov. I really like this one. Cool colors, cool design of this one. It's like a little bit of a takeoff of the Mexican flag. Chingatur Madre. That was when they played in here in my city in Cuernavaca. It was celebrating their 20 years. Radio Moscow here. This is one of the rare shirts that I have that had a little default in it. The print started to come off a little bit here. But Radio Moscow played in Mexico City, I think 3 or 4 years in a row. And I went to all of them. And I got that cool shirt, which is just too large for me now, as I've said. Black Sabbath, Master of Reality, a classic album cover. Nothing on the back of this shirt, but it's a classic, great album and a classic shirt. Love the purple Black Sabbath. Motorhead 2013. This is from the last time that I ever saw Motorhead. You can see it says Mexico 2013. I got it at that show. Bootleg, of course. Everything Louder Than Everything Else. One of my favorite bands ever. As you can see, I love Motorhead. Everybody should love Motorhead. Rock and Roll Over. This one, Puma. I think Lilia might claim this. This is Rock and Roll Over. Arguably my favorite Kiss album. I would say for sure my favorite Kiss album cover. That's a good one. And I also recently rebought this a couple of weeks ago. Not exactly this, but very similar. Rock and Roll Over. A little bit of a different one here, a little strange one, and actually the next one is too, now that I see it. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Who Will Survive and What Will Be Left of Them. That Rob Zombie took that line for a song on Astro Creep 2000. I can't remember the song, but Who Will Survive and What Will Be Left of Them. I Never Locked the Doors and come on, the motherfucker's on fire, cut through the bone and cut through the wire. Come on. That song anyway. So Texas Chainsaw. I'm not a big horror fan. Actually, I don't really care for that genre at all. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's really all you need for me in terms of horror movies. I love it. Here's Taxi Driver. I love this shirt. Taxi Driver, that or Apocalypse Now. Maybe my two favorite movies ever. And I love this Taxi Driver shirt. I hate to see it go. And I just rebought this one yesterday at El Chopo. Because I really, really like this design. I'm God's Only Man. The King Kong Taxi Company or King Kong Cab Company. Whatever it is, that's a great design. So no problem letting that go because I bought it again yesterday in size medium. Iron Maiden. This is a little bit of a interesting one. This is an official one. I'll tell you something. For all you people who think that official shirts are better than bootleg shirts, not true, or not necessarily true. This is an official shirt. I got this when Iron Maiden played in Mexico on the Somewhere Back in Time tour, which was in 2008. And now this shirt is by a company called Yazbek, a t-shirt company. They make t-shirts. Most of these shirts that I've shown, they're Yazbek shirts. So all Iron Maiden did was they had these printed on Yazbek shirts in Mexico and sold them as official shirts. So these are identical shirts to the ones. They feel the same. These, I mean, if you, and this was expensive because it was official, but the print is the same, the quality is the same. So there is proof that there's no difference, at least in Mexico and at least in this case, that official shirts are any better quality than bootleg shirts. Sticking with Iron Maiden, another one from the Book of Souls, one of I think 5 that I bought on that tour. I really enjoyed that tour and that album. That's a great album, Book of Souls. That's an Eddie, but a little bit of a Mexican or Aztec or Mayan, sorry, not Aztec, Mayan theme. Black Sabbath, also from when I saw them in 2013 in Mexico City. A bootleg, but from 2013. I mentioned that I don't typically like faces on shirts, but I'll make an exception for Black Sabbath. Oh, one of my favorites here. Look at this. Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. One of my favorite albums and subsequently one of my favorite shirts. I love the colors. I love the way Ozzy looked on that cover and on this shirt, but it's just too big. This one might be a rebuy. And now I see I had these kind of organized a little bit by color. Now we're getting into the white ones. Another great, I love this shirt. Iron Maiden from when I saw them in Mexico City in 2013. I really was into, not as much now, but anything that had like the Mexican flag or any kind of Mexican motif or any reference to Mexico I really liked. So I love this very colorful white shirt. This is with Slayer and Ghost. This is one of my favorites. And white, I get tired of having black shirts. I liked having a white one. A classic, Motorhead England. I like this black print on white rather than the white print on black. Everything louder than everything else, or some people say everything, but it's everything louder than everything else. That was another El Chopo, another Cadaver. I got this shirt for free This is when they played in Mexico in 2015. Now you see it's printed with the Shrine and Horizont. Neither of those bands played. I guess they printed that. I think they did a US tour, those Cadaver, Shrine, and Horizont, and in 2015. And I guess they just printed the shirts based on the bill that was put together for the US. But this was for the Berlin tour, and those two bands never played there. I got this free because, long story, but I had extra copies of the Shrine, I think it was Bless Off and something else, CDs. I had extra copies of them. Amazon made a mistake and they sent me double ones. So I traded one of the copies of a CD for this t-shirt. There we go. Sticking with the black and white theme, Death Angel, Ultraviolence. A great album, a great debut. Not my favorite Death Angel album, but I really like Death Angel. Slayer, from the last time I saw them, this was in Mexico in 2011. Another bootleg, The World Painted Blood, which was a very good album from 2009, but the tour was in 2011. There you go. I bought that at that Slayer show. Look at this beauty. One of my favorite shirts ever. Crash Course in Brain Surgery. I had this shirt in 1987. I bought it from mail order from, I think it was Metal Edge magazine. And it was kind of hard to find some shirts back then, except at concerts. But I got this mail order. Love this shirt and this EP, the 598 Garage Days EP. Love it. I'm going to have to rebuy that one for sure. Love it. This is a cool one I mentioned a few minutes ago about the Mexican theme. This was a Foo Fighters when they played. And actually, now that I think today, I just saw something today. Today was the anniversary of this show. This was December 12th, 2013. So today is the 8-year anniversary of this show, of the Foo Fighters at Foro Sol in Mexico. I'm not a huge Foo Fighters fan, but they're really good live. And I have tickets to go see them in November next year. That was supposed to be last month, it's in March next year. It was supposed to be in November this year, last month, also at Foro Sol, but it got delayed. Actually, that was delayed because of a Formula One race they had to change the dates for Formula One. Anyway, so I'm going to see Foo Fighters in March 2022, but that shirt is from December 12th, 2013, 8 years ago today. Metallica, what was this one called? This was another one from when I saw them in 2012 when they played 8 nights in Mexico City. That's a pus head drawing. I think that was from a Zorlak skateboard. It was out around the time. Another Mexican design, Rolling Stones, from when I saw them in, and the poster. There's the poster from that was March, I think 2016 or 17? 16, I think. Let me see. Doesn't say on here. But again, I like the Mexican flag in the tongue. Oh, another classic, another one of my favorites from the summer of '87, along with Crash Course in Brain Surgery. A real favorite for sure. I would like to rebuy this one if I see it again in my size. Anthrax, Mosh It Up. I remember wearing this a lot in high school. Among the Living could possibly be my favorite album ever. Maybe Rain and Blood, maybe Among the Living, maybe something else, I'm not sure. But I love that album and I love that shirt. I will buy it again. Now we're getting into the colored shirts. Corrosion of Conformity, or if you're really pressed for time, you don't have a lot of time, you're in a hurry, you can just call them COC. And there's COC. Classic design. I like getting colored shirts. And not everything has to be white, or especially not everything has to be black. I forgot about this one. I was keeping all of my Mexican band shirts. This is Cementales Salvajes, a Mexican band that I saw. I got this shirt. This is official. Now, when I say official, it doesn't mean the shirt is any different. It just means that the band themselves was selling it. It's still, is it a Yazbek shirt? Yeah, it is a Yazbek, just like that Iron Maiden one that I showed earlier. I like it, if nothing else, just because it's red. Another Cadaver. This is from when they played in Mexico City in, I don't know what year, because I've seen them like 8 times. I think 5 in Mexico, 6 in Mexico City. I'm not sure. This one I think I also got free. I think I traded this. I traded CDs for the one that I showed earlier, and also this one, and I got a Cadaver hat. The hat still fits. My head hasn't shrunk like my torso, but I did keep the hat. Just a few more. Here's one that's not a band. This is a Simpsons Clockwork Orange mashup. It's the Bullies, who is that? Jimbo, Kearney, Nelson, and what are their names? Jimbo, Kearney, Nelson, I can't remember. But a little mashup there of Simpsons and Clockwork Orange. 2 things which I love. Haven't watched The Simpsons for years and years and years, though. I think I just got 3 more here. Metallica, My Apocalypse. I really like this one too. This is when I saw them in 2012, as I mentioned earlier. I bought a bunch of shirts. This is My Apocalypse, Heart Explosive, Crawl Out of Your Skin. Don't know what else to say, but I love it. Cool design from Metallica, as a lot of their stuff is. Suicidal Tendencies, I love this shirt. This one, I would buy this one again. This is really cool. Possessed to Skate. I like it again because it's red. And the last one that Puma is going to be receiving from me, and I think he might have this. I think I was with him when we went to El Chopo a few years ago, and I think he bought this or similar to this, a yellow Judas Priest, Scream for Vengeance, Gritando Venganza, let me say it right. Gritando Venganza is Screaming for Vengeance in Spanish. So there's Screaming for Vengeance. Some might say Judas Priest's best album. I don't quite think so, but there it is. So that's a yellow Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance shirt. That's it. Now I have a lot of work to do. I have to fold all these. I have to somehow get them to Puma. I'm going to have to maybe rent a truck to get these to his house. Maybe I'll have to rent, to hire a maid to help me fold these all back up so I can transport them or something. I've created a lot of work for myself. I'm totally regretting doing all of this now, but I did it just because to create content. I'm a content creator. I guess that's what they say on YouTube. I'm a YouTuber, blogger, content creator. I'm not sure, but I'm thin. At least I look good, or in the minds of some of you, I look unhealthy. One guy a couple of weeks ago actually told me on YouTube. It's a comment on YouTube. He said, "You've lost weight. You look unhealthy." What a rude asshole this guy was. How rude it is to tell someone that they look unhealthy instead of saying, "Hey, you look great. You've lost weight. Have you been working hard at it? Have you been sacrificing the foods that you would love to eat just so you can look this good to be vain?" Although it's not for vanity, it's more for health reasons. But that's it. That's the end of my my bullshit video showing a bunch of t-shirts on a Sunday afternoon because I'm bored. I hope at least one of you, if one of you was entertained, then I've done a good job. I think that's all. It's Sunday afternoon, almost, just about afternoon. Football's just starting. I'm going to go watch some football. The Bills play. I'm a big Bills fan. They play later today. But in any case, I'm going to watch NFL. Thank you for watching. I don't normally address people directly like this, but thank you for watching. And so for all my t-shirts and my weight loss and Puma and the Canadian Toronto Eve of Darkness, the Exciter concert, that's all. See ya.